No, this is take two. So, anyways, I've made three very significant upgrades since the last video, and unfortunately, one of them isn't visible to the naked eye. And I'll just start out with show you this tag here. RJP. I'm sure you guys are all familiar with them. Some cats out of England. I make some just fantastic parts. I have some other stuff from them, but anyways, I got the KDX200 Swingarm pivot shaft in there, and it's just a beautiful piece of work. Excellent craftsmanship. It's feather light. I didn't weigh it. Charlie Chucker is going to do all that when he assembles his KDX, so props to him for that, doing the heavy lifting. Anyways, in my estimation, it really elevates the bike to, it puts it in the rarefied air, because most people can buy the things you see on this bike. But anyways, that's a significant upgrade. And then, I also did another upgrade, and I'll show you what I have here. These are the, I guess you wouldn't call them an upgrade, just a switch. These are the RaceTech mid and lower motor mount bolts. They're 105 millimeter. But these have a 1.5 mil thread pitch. So I was just perusing on the internet, and I found an outfit named S Parts. And I got these right before the tariff door closed. I got green, and these are 1.25 pitch motor mounts right there. I've got that one down in there. You can see it. Take you around the other side. These things are just fantastic quality. I'm just floored. They're beautiful. So that's the front, obviously, and the lowers right there. So yeah, pretty sweet stuff. And the most impactful upgrade, of course, would be this thing's fucking sweet. Anyways, this Countershaft sprocket, it was originally designated for a Yamaha Banshee, for racing or whatever. And I just got that yesterday in the mail. It's just an incredible piece. It is feather light again. It's at least half the weight of the OEM steel slug of a sprocket. Anyways, I give credit to Charlie Chucker again. I think he's in Ohio. Anyways, he turned me onto this thing, and it's a beautiful piece. I've been, eyeballing it for over almost a year now. So I pulled the trigger and got that. And I just think those two upgrades really elevate the bike. I got the new plastics, right? I like the old ones with the stickers. And incidentally, I believe I counted them a week or so ago. I have 146 stickers on this bike when I have, the OE panels on there. But, it looks cleaner, with the without the stickers festooned all over it. But again, I'm really satisfied with the way the bike turned out, and I'm just really itching to weigh it. I've just lopped off so much weight off this bike. Everything's billet, alloy, titanium. The pegs aren't. I'm still kind of searching for pegs. Like a Segway or Tuleria e-bikes, they'll fit. These foot pegs are the same, but trying to pin down an exact set of titanium foot pegs, that's not something you just want to buy and find out it doesn't fit. So, and I'm not in a rush. I like the IMS. I'm not, well, I guess I'm kind of overboard with the titanium. But anyways, this bike's fantastic. And again, it was a gift from my brother-in-law. And when he dropped it off, boy, it just looked rough. I was a little skeptical, but I've been around bikes my whole life. We bought and sold them on eBay for a dozen years. I was in the business, so I've had quite a few KDXs, at least a dozen of them, usually just for briefly, because I parted them. I've always loved these bikes ever since I was a teenager, and it was real sweet of him to do that for me. So, come to find out, the bike's actually in fantastic shape underneath. It's definitely used throughout its life, but I know it was stored indoors, and it wasn't hot dogged. The reservoirs weren't all scraped up. It didn't apple cart. The fenders weren't all destroyed. It's got your regular scuffs on it, but Actually, you know, the swing arm doesn't have any gouges in it. The fork legs, the tubes are just, you know, they're brilliant. And almost free of defects. You know, I slapped these stickers up there just to protect the anode, not for looks. All wrinkled up. Anyways, you know, I'm more than happy to share links with anybody if interested in procuring any of these parts I have on this bike. It's fun. I like going on parts quests and cross-referencing numbers, and you know, it's fun, especially when it pays off. I also know, you know, this is all pre-tariff stuff. I'm still going to get those 2-core radiators. They're made by Winter, and they find them on eBay. It's a 2-core, and it also has horizontal braces in the back of the rads, and they're just maybe far better than these. They were $90 until the tariffs, you know, curtain fell, and now they're like $1.50. So also to highlight that, that's a drain plug I use for, you know, radiator cap. It's M12 by 1.25. You know, so anyways, just repurpose that. It's a drain cap. This is all my tie. It's all my pre-tariff tie collection. You know, so the bike's killer. And I guess that's about it for the upgrades. End scene.